Howdy folks, Kirk and Jason here with another tip of the day. Now, what we got here is, it's kind of interesting. Those bricks were here, and they had a problem with, well, not mice, but rats. And because our channel is rated G, I don't want to talk too much negative stuff, but guys, rats are not good. I can go into detail about them. If they're entering in your house any which way, usually they'll go through a dryer vent with no flap. I've seen it. And I've seen a lot of other things, which I'm going to talk about while I do this. But what we have here is a soffit. It's old wood lath. This old wood lath is from 1890 to 1910, 1920. And that's it. So what I did the other day was, because the rats were going in here, they were climbing up the brick and going in here, and they made a lot of holes, and they just go in here. And how did they lose the stucco on here? 30 years ago when they bought the house, this was gone, and so was a lot of other stuff. So the people here just pressure washed this, and they kind of half-ass painted it. So what we did is, because of rats and their droppings, I took a water hose they have here, and they got the strongest water pressure. And 2 days ago, I washed it this way, that way, this way. I washed all the walls, washed all the ground, washed everything, because I don't want to inhale any rat feces. It gives you leptospirosis. No fun, guys. Had it. So what we're going to do now because it was kind of beat up. They half-ass painted it here and there, and they did a lot of stuff. Where they had the holes where those critters were coming in, we went ahead and lathed that with mesh, and we put mesh here. And besides that, I put a bonding agent over this because it's been 30 years since it had any stucco on it, and I want our stucco to adhere. Now here's my issue. As I'm not as flexible as I used to be, I know Jay and them were watching the fights the other day, and they had this guy called the style bender. Now the stucco has got to come this way and key in. Can I put it on this way? Yeah, but this would be a better way to put it. I start here and I go in the keys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over there, and then I'm going to come this way, so I'm not, as I put it on, of course it's going to drop, guys. It's going to drop all over the place, and I don't want it. If I go this way, then it's going to drop all over me because of the keys. You guys can't see these keys, but the keys are designed so that when you plaster it, you better start here and work this way and go to the stucco. Anyway, Jay's going to mix me up some stuff, and I'm going to start over there and come this way. And how much dropouts will I get? A lot, because we're going against gravity, and it's just an old sealant. It's best, guys, if you don't want any wood rot, decay, or critters going in your house, you should always put some cement on the bottom. Anytime you see the wood lath exposed, put some cement on it. If it's a small crack, caulk it, because you leave yourself open to bigger problems in the future. Anyway, I'm going to try to see if I could plaster this. Okay guys, I'm going to give this a shot and see if I could bend this way. If not, I might sit on the outside and pull it, because again, I got to pull it this way. So we're going to get started. This might be for your entertainment. Who would love for this to drop all over me? Everyone. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I'm going so thick, and I'm talking 1 inch, I'm going to start from here, pull it here. It's not working so bad. Okay. Now again, I don't want to sit in my own mud. And I don't want it to be right over my head. We used to do a lot of ceilings, guys, and you learn, do not work directly under your own ceilings, because gravity will pull it down on you. Now, oh, that mud is just hanging. Well, let me tell you guys another thing about Well, since I'm doing this and my mind kind of wanders while I'm having fun about rats, people would say, how can you get a rat squeeze through that? We were in Maui and we were doing a cleanup of a house, and there was a lot of rats in this house. My girlfriend at the time, the 5th day there, we were cleaning up, got what is called leptospirosis. And you say, what the heck is that? Well, that is inhaling rat feces. And what does that do to you? Kills you. She passed out. I ended up taking her to the hospital. And the nurse said, I got an unusual question for you. And I said, what's that? She says, have you guys been working, or have you been around rats? And I said, yes, we have. And she says, well, I got some news for you. Your girlfriend may not make it through the evening. And I thought, holy crap. Anyway, guys, the idea is if you have a basement, you have a wall, and critters are getting in, stop that from happening. Because when the rat feces dries, it becomes airborne. And if it's airborne, now you inhale it. And if you inhale that stuff, you think COVID is bad. That's horrible. It put her in the hospital. And what it did to me, it beat me up too. So, that being said, if you have anything designed, flaws in your house, and you think rats are getting in there, get rid of it, because, again, they'll poop. And when they do poop, it'll dry. You won't see it drying. You'll walk by it, you'll disturb it, it will become airborne. And man, that stuff is not good for you. Anyway, this isn't too bad. I'm going to try something else. And Jay says, well, Dad, I'll get under there. I'll stucco it because you can't bend like that. And I thought, you're right, but let me try a different way. Because I don't really need to see what I'm doing. My trowel is doing the work. Much better. And guys, does this have to be super pretty under here? No. It just has to be so where if you're a rat with those little dingy yellow teeth, they can't eat through it. I'll tell you one more thing about this house in Maui, because this was kind of interesting. We were fixing it up, and we were sleeping in a van because the house was condemned. And because I'm so tall, I said, hey, it's 2 weeks, I'm tired of sleeping in the van. So we went in the house, and right where the bedroom was, the bathroom was, and there was a hole. I kid you guys not, that big, like my thumb. And at the time, my ex-girlfriend now, she says, what about the, I set rat traps because it had a lot of rats. And as soon as we laid down, because I didn't want to lay down, I was tired of sleeping in the van, too tall. So as soon as we laid down, we heard a pop, and I thought, oh shit, excuse the language. I knew it was another rat in the kitchen, and so I went to get rid of it, and I came back. She said, what? I said, another rat? We've been catching them. There's a lot in this house. It's condemned. They left waste in one of the houses. They use it as a dumpster. And it rains over there. And so because it rained, it turned it into a cesspool, one of the houses. And there were rat's nests all throughout it. Every stud bay had rat's nests 2 to 3 feet high. Anyway, getting back to the story. I didn't want to sleep in the van, so I said, look, we got 10 days with 15 people help us cleaning it. Let's get our butt in and lay on the floor where I could stretch out. And she finally reluctantly agreed. She said, okay, let's do that. And so we're in there, and she says, well, what about that hole in the bathroom? And I thought, are you kidding me? The hole was, I couldn't even get my thumb in it. So I took the toilet lid. It weighs like 20 pounds, the toilet lid over the tank. I put it on it, and I put a huge book on it. After the incident in the kitchen where we caught a rat, and I know I had a routine down. If you catch a rat, then take it with a shovel and throw it outside. So that particular one was making a lot of noise. It was screaming. You know how they do when they get caught. And I was nervous. And I was thinking, wow. So, get up there, guys. This is where the big holes are. This is where they were gaining entry. Come on now. So, putting the stucco on here about 1.5 inches thick. Anyhow, so I go in the kitchen and I get rid of the one rat, and because it's making a lot of noise and squealing, and I was thinking, man, I don't want her to say, hey, let's go back into the van. I took the biggest kitchen knife I had, and I was nervous because it was trapped in the trap and it was making a lot of noise, and I thought, she's going to say, let's get out of here. I took a knife, and because I was so nervous, I hit it, and the damn thing turned around and it started chewing on the blade. This job right here reminds me of that because of the issues with rats. It's no joke, guys. And when I went to pull up the rat trap, it was stuck because I was so scared when I stuck the knife in the rat that it went deep into the floor. So I grabbed the shovel, and I normally scoop it up, and I had to hit it hard. And I thought, damn, you were mighty scared if it went into the floor that deep. Okay, end the story. There was a hole in the bathroom floor. That hole was no bigger than my thumb. And she said, well, did you get it? And I said, yeah, I got it. And I chucked it outside. So she said, what about the one in the bathroom? So I take the lid off of the tank, put it on it, and put a brick. We laid down. 5 minutes later, I hear what sounds like a brick, a red brick. Somebody tied a rope around it and pulling it. And I heard it, and I thought, no way. It's not 5 minutes we're laying down. And I thought, that can't be happening. I had a little flashlight next to me, shined it, saw 2 red eyes and what looked like a cat. We grabbed our stuff in a hurry and went back to the van. Why am I telling you that story, guys? Obviously, this is not a rated G video anymore. That's a pretty horrible story, but I'm telling you that if you get rats coming in your house or any which way, find out how it's getting in there and stop it, because, again, they poop. You inhale it. That is really bad stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to finish this right here, and when I go to put a finish on it and I'll show you the end results, because you don't want to hear me yammering and talking about weird stuff that don't amount to nothing while I'm being bored doing this. Okay, guys, let me show you how we finish this too. You guys know what a drip edge is? Everybody said, no, we don't know what a drip edge is. I'll show you. Okay, the water's going to hit here. The rainwater is going to hit here. And then if this is flush with the stucco, it'll go all the way back. Of course, it gets painted, and it won't really matter. But for me, it matters. What I want to do is create a drip edge. So I'm taking this, taking it off, putting my margin trowel at an angle, and creating a drip edge. Now, as I take that off, it has a lip right here, so when the rainwater comes down, it'll hit this and drip harmlessly. And lastly, I'm using, because this is a sticky product, it's a lightweight sticky product. That's what we're using, guys. That Kemset is fire resistant. They hit it with a blowtorch, 1,000 degrees. It's soundproof, and I thought it's perfect for this soffit because it's lightweight. It's kind of sticky. It's made for walls. You could do ceilings too. I like it. I love that product. So I'm using it again. And this tennis racket, if this fills up, which it will because that's a sticky material, or even any cementitious product or an acrylic product, this will fill up your float and just tap it out, guys. You guys probably say, wow, I've never seen Kirk that filthy. I've been this filthy a lot of times. And so now what I'm doing is, since I created that drip edge, I'm giving this a float finish. Does it need this heavy dash? No, it doesn't, because no one's ever going to see this. And as I'm doing this, I'm getting dropouts here and there, but that's okay. I can see a dropout right here, and that's okay. When I'm done with the whole thing, I'm going to put some accelerators in it, and that just means it'll dry in seconds, minutes, depending on how much I put on it. Anyway, over there you can see kind of what we got going, and by the time we're done, we're going to have the whole thing look like that. But rather than continue to ramble on and bore you guys, you can see right here. So you see how to do it. You see no amount of rat teeth are going to go through this particular stucco. It's hard, it's dense, it's a perfect stucco for this soffit right here. Okay guys, you see it now, it's all cleaned up. We just take a sponge float, clean all the stucco off. You know the beauty about this stucco too? It doesn't have lye in it, L-Y-E, lye. Color coats, all cements have lye, L-Y-E. That's the stuff that eats your skin. Why did I lay in it? Because I already know it's not really harmful. It might get my shirt dirty, but big deal. This is a green-friendly stucco. It's completely green. That's one of the benefits of it. So no lye in it, nothing to worry about, guys. And now they have a soundproof insulating ceiling. Okay, guys, since I was laying on my back and I was talking about rats, why? That was a true story, but I could plaster kind of blindfolded. So while I'm plastering, I'm thinking about a whole bunch of goofy stuff. Anyway, I did these samples just to show you guys that I went 2 inches thick right here, because you can't see what I was doing. I know Jay tried to look upward, but you can't really look upward. So I put 2 inches here, and I steel troweled it, went about twice with a wet trowel. And it come out like this. You can do that on the inside or the exterior of your house. Here I just hit it once with the trowel. And over there, if you zoom in, you can see it's a sand finish. Well, actually, it's not a sand because there is no sand in this. Remember, it has no silica and it has no lye. In fact, I was browsing through the channels and a couple guys come up and they were talking about how good lime was for the inside of your house. And they said what I've been saying. Lime is healthy. Lime is life. We did a video about 6-7 years ago, maybe 2 hours long. Jay got rid of a lot of my rambling, and it's about an hour long talking about how we were plastering the inside of our house because we want the benefits of inhaling it. You can't see it, but it's there. You can't see religion, but you know it's there. You can't see COVID, but hell, proof was it was there. Anyway, I'll show you what it is, guys, because this is some good stuff. Kemset. I think you're going to find that in the coming years, Home Depot, Lowe's, and all these stores like that, they're going to start carrying this because it's really easy to apply. All you guys do is add water. So it's super easy to apply, and it's good for interior, exterior, you name it, it works. And remember, there's no lye in here, L-Y-E, lye. There's no silica. Silica's bad to inhale. So it's really eco-friendly. So I love the product personally. So I thought I'd show it to you right here in our backyard because there's no way to get a good shot of what we were doing. Anyhow, we thank you for watching. And as usual, guys, we'll see you on the next one.
All right, folks, we've reached the end of another video. As always, we thank you for watching. If you enjoy what we're putting out for you guys, please like and subscribe to keep supporting us. And as usual, from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.